You know what these are? These are Band-Aids. Can you say Band-Aids? Sure. Sure you can. They're Band-Aids. Wee, Band-Aids. That's right. These are Band-Aids. They're Band-Aids, everybody. A big box of them. And I remember back in my day, my dog used to chew up Band-Aids. He did. He did. He really did. My dog chewed up Band-Aids. And I was probably about 7 or 8 when this was going on. But it was cool when he did this. But I don't know what it was that attracted him to Band-Aids. It must have been the smell. Because, you know, back then, Band-Aids had a cool smell. Band-Aids smelled really cool back then. I think they still do. Except, I don't know, this box is so old that the smell is probably faded. But Band-Aids smelled cool. Band-Aids really smelled cool. So that must have been why my dog was so attracted to Band-Aids. And he would chew them up. He would knock over the garbage can, the wastebasket in the bathroom. Like if anyone threw away, if anybody used up a Band-Aid and then they threw it out in the wastebasket in the bathroom, then he would chew it up. But one day, but then eventually though, somehow he started getting hold of new Band-Aids, of fresh Band-Aids that were still in their wrapper. And I don't know how he did this, because we kept the Band-Aids like in the cabinet in the bathroom, and somehow the dog opened up the cabinet and somehow opened up the box of Band-Aids and got a Band-Aid that was still in its wrapper out. And I discovered this one morning. It was a Saturday morning. I was watching cartoons, and I noticed the dog was he was chewing on a Band-Aid again, and then I noticed it was still hanging out of its wrapper. And we're like, "Oh, Max, you got a brand new Band-Aid. You just wasted a whole Band-Aid." So that Band-Aid was wasted. It really was. He wasted a Band-Aid. Because you can see him chewing on the Band-Aid, and it was still hanging out of its wrapper. And you tried to pull the Band-Aid away from him, and he would hang on to it for dear life. He really did. He would hang on to that Band-Aid for dear life. And you try pulling it away from it, and he would like clench it with his teeth. And you try pulling it away from it, and he would go, and he would snarl through his teeth. And we're like, because he did not want to let go of it. He just did not want to let go of that Band-Aid. And my mom got mad too. My mom said, "That dog has been chewing up perfectly good Band-Aids." Because the dog was wasting Band-Aids. And this one, it wasn't just, and back then Band-Aids had a different characteristics. Now I think the only kind you can get is this. In the box, they're all the same. But this is, back then you had like the little round ones. Remember like the tiny little round Band-Aids? And then there were some really big ones that were always buried down at the bottom of them. The really big Band-Aids, they had some name like Telfa or something like that were buried like down at the bottom of the box, that seemed to be designed for extremely unusual injuries. Remember those? They were weird. What were they for? From the shape of them, what were they ever good for? But And then finally, my mom started blaming me because the dog chewed up Band-Aids. Like if I used a Band-Aid, because I remember, like I'd skin my knee or something, so I'd use a Band-Aid. And then my mom would get mad at me, saying, if that dog chews up another used Band-Aid, it's going to be your fault. Because my mom didn't want me throwing away the Band-Aid in the bathroom wastebasket because the dog could get to him. And, and then and so I don't know what I was supposed to do with them. Was I supposed to eat them or something? When I was done with the Band-Aid, was I supposed to flush it down the toilet or eat it? And then I remember, but when the dog, he was a good dog too. But when he ate the Band-Aids, it was always a surgical strike. You know, even though he was a small dog, somehow he would like climb up into the wastebasket and extract just the Band-Aid, just that. It was a surgical strike. He didn't really knock over the whole wastebasket. He just all he did was he just got that one little Band-Aid. But then later, the other dog, the dog I had later, yeah, Dexter. Dexter was a good dog too. He was. But I remember later, he would, the later dog, he would he would knock over the whole wastebasket just to get tissues out of it. He would, for some reason, he was attracted to used tissues. And he knocked over the entire wastebasket and left a trail of shredded tissues up and down the hallway. So finally, we would put we would prop up a souvenir Liberty Bell. We had this souvenir Liberty Bell that we got like on a trip. Because we went on a family vacation to Philadelphia. Because I had relatives that lived there. And we went on a family vacation to Philadelphia and got like a souvenir Liberty Bell. And we propped it up on the rim of the wastebasket. So that way, when the dog knocked it over, it would ring and it would scare him away. So, so we started doing that. We finally stopped all this. We finally stopped this nonsense about going in the wastebasket by propping the Liberty Bell on the rim of the wastebasket so it would ring and scare the dog away. See? You're like, Dexter, I'm going to get out the Liberty Bell. If you keep going in that garbage can. So eventually all this dog misbehavior finally stopped because of the Liberty Bell. Well, the Band-Aid stuff had already stopped because, I mean, for some reason, I guess, I don't know how that stuff finally stopped. It just did. But so that's the story of the dog that chewed up a Band-Aids.